Imagine walking through life with a guidebook passed down over thousands of years, filled with timeless advice on dealing with people who can either lift us up or drag us down. This is precisely what Stoicism offers, a practical philosophy that teaches us how to navigate relationships with wisdom, inner strength, and balance. In this video, we're diving deep into the 15 types of people that Stoicism warns us about. These individuals, with their toxic behaviors and mindsets, can cloud our judgment, disrupt our peace, and make it harder to grow into the best version of ourselves. But by recognizing these types and understanding their influence, we can protect our inner calm, make wiser choices, and even inspire others with our example. So get comfortable, and let's begin a journey into ancient wisdom that remains as relevant today as it was 2,000 years ago. Number 1, the flatterer. Flatterers are those who shower us with excessive, insincere praise, not out of genuine admiration, but to manipulate us for their own ends. Their compliments are not reflections of our true worth. Rather, they're tools to gain something from us, whether that's approval, favor, or even control. The Stoics understood that this false praise can be deceptive, subtly influencing us to act in ways that serve the flatterer, not ourselves. Epictetus, one of the most prominent Stoic teachers, reminds us it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When we encounter flattery, it's up to us to stay grounded, to understand that true worth comes from within, not from the fleeting admiration of others. Real compliments are rare and come from a place of authenticity. Recognizing the difference gives us the power to avoid manipulation. To protect ourselves from the influence of flatterers, we must build a solid sense of self-worth and self-awareness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. We should strive to cultivate our virtues so that we don't need validation from others. If we can remain confident in our own values and strengths, we won't be easily swayed by hollow praise." Imagine this. The next time someone excessively flatters you, picture a wall around your mind where only genuine respect can pass through. This way, you let in the positive while keeping out the empty words meant to manipulate. Number 2, the greedy. The greedy are individuals who are consumed by their desire for wealth, power, and status. For them, life is a never-ending pursuit of more, and no matter how much they accumulate, it's never enough. They constantly crave more, mistaking material wealth for fulfillment and security. But the Stoics teach that true wealth lies in appreciating what we already have. Seneca, a Roman Stoic philosopher, observed, "It is not the man who is too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." According to the Stoics, wealth should be a tool for living well, not a measure of our worth or happiness. When we become enslaved by greed, we lose our sense of inner peace, trading it for fleeting moments of satisfaction that quickly disappear. Greed stems from a mindset of scarcity and insecurity. The greedy person is convinced that they can only feel safe if they have more than others, leading them to view life as a competition. But as the Stoics remind us, true fulfillment comes from within. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." If we train our minds to seek joy in simple things, we'll find that we already possess everything we need to live well. Imagine this. Picture a life where you no longer feel the need to acquire more to be happy. Imagine that peace, that deep-seated sense of security, knowing that you're enough just as you are. Number 3, the envious. The envious are those who feel a sense of bitterness when they see others succeed. For them, someone else's gain feels like a personal loss. They harbor resentment towards others' achievements, thinking that the success of another somehow diminishes their own worth. This toxic mindset erodes not only their own happiness but also the quality of their relationships. In Stoic philosophy, envy is seen as a form of self-inflicted suffering, a result of focusing on things outside our control. Marcus Aurelius advised, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Instead of letting envy paralyze us, we can choose to view others' success as inspiration. The success of others doesn't take anything away from us. Rather, it highlights what's possible and encourages us to strive for our own best. Epictetus also taught us that envy is rooted in a misunderstanding of value. Instead of feeling insecure about others' accomplishments, we should focus on cultivating our own virtues. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. By concentrating on self-improvement, we become too occupied with our growth to waste time on envy. Imagine this. Think about the freedom that would come from celebrating others' achievements as if they were your own. Envision the strength and joy that comes from seeing others succeed without comparing it to yourself. Number 4, the angry. Angry people often feel that life is not giving them what they deserve. Quick to rage and slow to forgive, they carry bitterness and grudges that harm both themselves and those around them. The Stoics saw anger as a destructive force, something that clouds our judgment and leads to impulsive actions. When anger controls us, we lose the ability to think clearly, and we're more likely to say or do things we'll later regret. Epictetus said, "Any person capable of angering you becomes your master." This powerful reminder tells us that each time we allow anger to take over, we give control to whatever or whomever triggered it. The Stoics believe that we should pause and reflect rather than react impulsively when anger arises. By practicing this self-restraint, we regain our composure and allow reason, not emotion, to guide our actions. Marcus Aurelius also taught that anger only harms the person who feels it. He advised, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." When we can choose calm over anger, we protect our peace and keep our integrity intact. Rather than reacting to provocation, Stoicism encourages us to respond with wisdom and patience, ultimately leading us to a life of greater peace and clarity. Imagine this. Next time you feel anger rising, picture yourself as a still lake, undisturbed by the waves of emotion. Feel the power of choosing calm over chaos, letting anger dissolve into patience. Number 5, the complainer. The complainer is the person who constantly finds fault with everything. The weather, their job, even the smallest inconveniences. They seem to carry a dark cloud with them wherever they go, seeing the worst in every situation and dragging down those around them. The Stoics teach us that life's circumstances are not within our control, but how we respond to them is. Complaining about what we cannot change only wastes our energy and cultivates a negative mindset. As Epictetus famously said, "Do not seek to have events happen as you want them to, but instead want them to happen as they do, and your life will go well." This lesson reminds us that acceptance is the key to peace. Instead of focusing on the imperfections of life, the Stoics encourage us to embrace reality and adapt to it. Complaining leads us nowhere, but constructive action allows us to overcome obstacles. Marcus Aurelius echoed this sentiment by advising us to focus on what we can control. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By shifting our attention away from negativity and toward gratitude, we can transform complaints into a mindset of appreciation and resilience. Embracing life as it is, instead of wishing it were different, allows us to focus on growth rather than dissatisfaction. Imagine this. Picture waking up each day with a sense of calm acceptance, ready to tackle whatever comes without complaint. Imagine the freedom of embracing each moment without judgment. Number 6, the self-pitying. The self-pitying individual sees themselves as a perpetual victim. They believe that life is unfairly stacked against them, blaming others, circumstances, or fate for their troubles. Stoicism teaches us that this mindset is disempowering, trapping us in a cycle of helplessness and resentment. By seeing ourselves as victims, we deny our ability to make changes and improve our lives. Marcus Aurelius offers wisdom for overcoming self-pity. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This quote captures the heart of Stoic thought. While we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can control our response. Stoicism encourages us to find inner strength by focusing on our thoughts and attitudes, which allows us to face adversity with resilience rather than self-pity. Seneca also spoke to this in his letters, urging us to confront hardships with courage and responsibility. He wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." Instead of seeing ourselves as helpless, the Stoics challenge us to see each struggle as an opportunity for growth. By embracing this perspective, we cultivate resilience and fortitude, rising above self-pity to find true empowerment. Imagine this. The next time you feel like a victim, imagine yourself as the hero of your own story. Think of each challenge as a training ground, building your strength and resilience. You're not helpless. You're growing stronger every day. Number 7, the arrogant. Arrogant individuals believe they are superior to others. This inflated sense of self-worth blinds them to their own flaws and creates a barrier between them and the wisdom they could gain from others. The Stoics saw arrogance as a great obstacle to growth, for it prevents us from seeing ourselves clearly and learning from others. Seneca once wrote, "Every man prefers belief to the exercise of judgment." Arrogance often leads people to cling to their own views and disregard valuable feedback, assuming that they already know best. But the Stoics remind us that wisdom comes from humility. Only by acknowledging our limitations can we truly learn and improve. Marcus Aurelius, who was an emperor yet remained humble, said, "Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about others, unless with a view to some mutual benefit. To wonder what so-and-so is doing and why, or what he is saying or thinking or plotting, in a word, anything that distracts you from fidelity to the ruler within you, means a loss of opportunity for some other task." This quote reflects the Stoic belief that arrogance wastes our time and diverts us from our path. Instead, we should direct our energy toward personal growth and inner reflection. Imagine this. The next time you feel the urge to look down on someone or assume you know best, try seeing through the eyes of a beginner, always open to learning. Imagine the freedom that comes with humility, an openness to knowledge, free of ego's weight. Number 8, the selfish. The selfish individual prioritizes their own desires above all else, seeing others as tools to serve their own interests. They disregard the impact of their actions on those around them, focused solely on their own gain. Stoicism teaches us that such self-centeredness is contrary to the natural order of human connection. We are social beings, and true happiness lies in caring for others as well as ourselves. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, wrote, "What brings a person tranquility is to do what's right and to be focused on the well-being of his fellow man." This quote captures the essence of Stoic thought on selfishness. Fulfillment comes not from taking, but from contributing to the greater good. When we act with genuine care for others, we create a sense of purpose and belonging that no amount of self-serving behavior can match. Seneca also warned against selfishness, advising, "There is no enjoying the possession of anything valuable unless one has someone to share it with." The Stoics understood that a life centered solely on self-interest is hollow. True joy and satisfaction come from building bonds of trust, loyalty, and mutual support. By letting go of selfish desires, we not only enrich the lives of those around us, but also find a deeper sense of fulfillment ourselves. Imagine this. Picture a life where you focus on lifting others up, creating a web of support and gratitude. Imagine the strength and peace that come from knowing that your actions positively impact those around you. Number 9, the stubborn. The stubborn person is rigid, clinging to their opinions and refusing to consider alternative perspectives. Their inflexibility makes it difficult for them to adapt, grow, or collaborate effectively with others. Stoicism teaches us that a wise person remains open to new information and ideas, willing to change their mind when evidence and reason demand it. Stubbornness, in contrast, often leads to conflict and isolation. Epictetus advised, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This quote serves as a reminder that stubbornness is often rooted in a false sense of certainty. By assuming we already know the answers, we close ourselves off from growth and miss opportunities for wisdom. Stoicism encourages us to remain humble and open, recognizing that true strength lies in adaptability, not rigidity. Marcus Aurelius also spoke on this, saying, "Adapt yourself to the environment you have been thrown into." The Stoics believe that life is constantly changing, and our ability to adjust to new circumstances is crucial for living well. When we hold too tightly to our views, we create unnecessary friction in our lives and limit our capacity for growth. By embracing flexibility, we become resilient and adaptable, better prepared for whatever life throws our way. Imagine this. Picture a world where you're able to listen to others openly, embracing new ideas without fear. Think about the wisdom you could gain simply by letting go of the need to be right. Number 10, the insensitive. Insensitive individuals lack empathy, often speaking or acting in ways that hurt others without considering the impact of their words or actions. They may be blunt or dismissive, leaving people around them feeling devalued or hurt. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control others' perceptions, we should strive to interact with kindness and understanding. Empathy strengthens human connections, allowing us to build trust and foster mutual respect. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "A wrongdoer is often unaware that he is doing wrong." This insight teaches us that insensitivity is often unintentional. By increasing our awareness and practicing empathy, we not only strengthen our relationships, but also grow in wisdom and compassion. The Stoics believe that true strength lies in understanding and patience, not in harshness or disregard. Epictetus also spoke on the importance of empathy, saying, "Make it your study, then, to acquire habits of moderation and kindness." Stoicism encourages us to cultivate thoughtfulness in our actions, ensuring that we approach others with a spirit of care and respect. By being mindful of our words and behaviors, we can avoid causing unnecessary harm and foster a more compassionate world. Imagine this. Think about the impact of simply pausing before you speak, considering the feelings of those around you. Imagine the depth of connection you could build by choosing empathy over insensitivity. Number 11, the cynical. The cynical individual believes that everyone has selfish motives and that genuine goodness is naive or foolish. They view the world through a lens of skepticism and distrust, dismissing sincerity and kindness as weaknesses. Stoicism, however, teaches us that this attitude corrodes our happiness and limits our potential to create meaningful connections. While it's wise to recognize the presence of vice in the world, the Stoics also remind us to remain open to the good. Marcus Aurelius offered timeless advice on dealing with cynicism. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. This quote reminds us that while the world may have its flaws, there is immense beauty and goodness within it as well. By choosing to focus on the positive aspects of life, we cultivate a mindset of gratitude and openness, which can dispel the bitterness of cynicism. Seneca also addressed the dangers of cynicism, saying, "It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable." Cynicism often stems from disappointment or fear, but the Stoics encourage us to strengthen our minds against this negativity. Instead of assuming the worst, we can choose to believe in the potential for goodness, both in ourselves and in others. By doing so, we open ourselves up to genuine connections, happiness, and peace. Imagine this. Picture waking up each day with a mindset of curiosity and hope, free from the weight of distrust. Think about how much lighter and brighter life could feel by choosing to see the best in people. Number 12, the manipulative. The manipulative person treats relationships like a chess game, using deceit and exploitation to gain the upper hand. They don't seek genuine connection. Rather, they see people as pawns to achieve their own goals. The Stoics remind us that manipulation may bring short-term gain, but it ultimately isolates us and erodes trust. True strength lies in integrity and sincerity, not in control over others. Epictetus cautioned, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." Manipulators may seem charming, but their intentions are self-serving. By valuing integrity, we can protect ourselves from their influence and avoid becoming manipulative ourselves. Stoicism teaches that honesty and respect foster authentic relationships, while deceit and manipulation breed distrust and loneliness. Seneca also spoke to this, advising, "No one can be happy who has cast out truth." Manipulation relies on deception, and while it may provide a temporary advantage, it prevents us from forming genuine connections. The Stoics encourage us to approach others with honesty, valuing them for who they are rather than what they can do for us. This builds a foundation of trust, leading to a life of lasting friendships and mutual respect. Imagine this. Picture a life where every relationship is built on trust and sincerity, free from hidden motives. Imagine the peace and stability that comes from knowing the people around you are genuine. Number 13, the reckless. The reckless individual takes unnecessary risks, acting without regard for the consequences. Their impulsive nature often leads to harm, not only for themselves but also for those around them. Stoicism teaches that true courage is not about reckless boldness, but about making wise choices and balancing bravery with prudence. Courage tempered by reason is what the Stoics call true strength. Seneca famously warned, "Nothing is more honorable than a heart that is wise." Recklessness lacks wisdom, for it disregards the impact of our actions. Stoicism encourages us to act thoughtfully, considering not only our desires but also the potential outcomes. This self-discipline doesn't weaken us. Rather, it strengthens us, allowing us to face challenges without unnecessary risk. Marcus Aurelius also spoke on the importance of forethought, saying, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Recklessness can lead us down a path of regret, harming both ourselves and others. By pausing to consider the wisdom of our actions, we embrace the Stoic ideal of courage tempered with responsibility, building a life of integrity and strength. Imagine this. The next time you're tempted to take a risk without thought, picture yourself as a steady ship navigating rough waters, moving forward with purpose and control. Imagine the strength that comes from acting with wisdom, not impulsiveness. Number 14, the unprincipled. The unprincipled person lacks a moral compass, willing to lie, cheat, or betray others to achieve their goals. For them, the ends always justify the means. The Stoics viewed this behavior as deeply damaging, not only to the person acting without principles but to society as a whole. Virtue, they believed, is the foundation of a fulfilling life, and without it, we lose our sense of purpose and integrity. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of virtue, writing, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Stoicism teaches that living a life of integrity is the only path to true contentment. When we act unethically, we may achieve temporary success, but we ultimately sacrifice our own peace and respect. The Stoics remind us that real fulfillment comes from acting with honor and consistency, upholding our principles even when it's difficult. Seneca also warned against unprincipled behavior, saying, "We should conduct ourselves not according to reason, but according to principle." Principles are our guide in life, offering clarity and direction when faced with difficult choices. By remaining true to our values, we build a foundation of self-respect and earn the trust of those around us. This integrity strengthens us, allowing us to face life's challenges with confidence and purpose. Imagine this. Picture the peace of knowing that every decision you make aligns with your values, creating a life of purpose and respect. Imagine the strength that comes from living with integrity, free from regret or compromise. Number 15, the vicious. The vicious individual takes pleasure in causing harm, whether through cruelty, intimidation, or manipulation. They view kindness as weakness and believe that power comes from dominating others. The Stoics saw this behavior as a sign of a corrupted soul, a person who has lost touch with their humanity. True strength, they believed, lies in compassion and understanding, not in cruelty or aggression. Marcus Aurelius, who ruled as a powerful emperor yet remained a dedicated Stoic, wrote, "To harm others is to harm yourself." This statement reflects the Stoic belief in the interconnectedness of all people. When we inflict harm on others, we damage ourselves, severing the bonds that unite us as human beings. Stoicism teaches that compassion is the mark of true strength, while cruelty only leads to isolation and inner decay. Seneca also advised against cruelty, saying, "The good man is not deformed by the sufferings of others, but is softened and chastened." Stoicism encourages us to treat others with dignity, recognizing that true power comes from helping and uplifting others. By choosing kindness over cruelty, we cultivate inner peace and build a life grounded in empathy and wisdom. Imagine this. Picture a life where every action is driven by compassion, not cruelty, where strength is shown through kindness, not dominance. Imagine the sense of purpose and peace that comes from uplifting others rather than tearing them down. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. These lessons remind us that the people we surround ourselves with and the actions we choose shape the quality of our lives. By avoiding the traps of flattery, greed, envy, anger, and other toxic behaviors, we create space for integrity, empathy, and resilience. Remember, Stoicism isn't just about avoiding harmful influences. It's about actively building a life of virtue, peace, and purpose. Each day gives us an opportunity to grow, to make choices rooted in wisdom, and to become a positive force in the lives of others. If these Stoic insights resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know which lesson struck a chord or helped you see things in a new light. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content on Stoicism, self-growth, and the art of living well. Thank you for watching, and may you find strength and serenity on your journey to a life well lived.